Hey, what's up all you movie nerds? My name's Barry King and I am that weird movie nerd. Now I know I'm like an odd 15 years late, but today we are reviewing Saw 2004. That's when my brother was born, I'm pretty sure, and I was only 3 years old, so I couldn't go into the cinemas to watch it, unfortunately. So I ended up watching it downstairs on my TV, and I've got to say, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie. What I mean by that is I don't hate it, I don't love it, but there's things that I love about it, there's just things that I hate about it. The ending was very good. I thought the ending was going to be very plain. I thought it was going to finish a lot like Spiral did and leave on a cliffhanger. But no, it kind of did that, but it finished everything off and said, hey, there's more to come. The twist at the end was really good. I didn't expect the dead guy to be Jigsaw, whatever his name is, the entire time. That's great. That's superb. That's good. Don't know how he stayed still that entire time. Now, performances. Dialogue was okay. It was there. Acting, a bit iffy sometimes, especially for the Adam guy. I cracked up laughing towards the end when he said, "No, don't chop off your foot." And he chopped off his foot. That was funny. And then some other times there was a bit hairy acting from him. The other guy, he was alright. Yeah, he was alright. But you know who was the best actor in this? The little girl. She gave a really good crying scene, and you don't usually see that from kids. She nailed it. I think she was the outstanding actor here. Now, James Wan. It's good to see how far he's come, seeing Aquaman and whatever he directed in the Conjuring universe. It's good to see how far he's come. However, I'm not sure if it was him. I'm not sure if it was cinematographer or editor or producers or anything, or the departments, but the editing. I didn't like the editing. They're all the fast-paced editing. Like towards the end, it was okay when it was like showing off like the entire film and what happened. Some scenes they'll cut too harshly. Now that might just be me because I very much like staying on one frame. It kind of worked in some spaces. It just wasn't really my style. And there was definitely those horror elements in there that I love. Going into the house with Adam and him going through the dark with a photo camera. Photo camera. I'm not sure if that's where that horror trope was first introduced, but I loved it. I've seen it in other things, but if it was the first time it was actually used, I used it pretty well. And I love the jump scare in that, and I love the pig. Now, as for the story side of things, again, I'm not sure if it was James Wan, Wanda? I'm not sure if it's actually Wan or Wan. James Wan. I'm going to say Wan. Now, I'm not sure if it was James Wan, or again, the editors, or the producers, or anyone in between. The story felt so... how do I say this, like, just discombobulated? Like, there was 3 things happening, but they should have only focused on 1 or 2. But then, when you're in one story scenario, you totally forget there's another story scenario going on. And maybe it's the editing, but chopping between them felt like I was being thrown around. I love the scene with the 2 guys, and I feel like they should have stayed on that for the entire thing and only shown flashbacks. See, the family element brought some humanity to it, some humane? You know what I'm talking about. Brought that element to it, but like, if you went into depth with more of the characters, I feel like it would have been a lot better. See, the 2 main characters, perfect. You wouldn't touch them anymore. The mother and the daughter, they were shallow. They were there. The only thing they were there for, I feel like, was for the plot. And then the detective, dude, that's a whole movie in itself that you could have done. They didn't do anything with that. They didn't do anything. It was just there for the plot, it felt like. It had so much potential, but it just didn't get there. The supposed villain of the whole thing, not the big guy, Zepp, played by Michael Emerson, who was a perfect cast for this. Geez, that is an amazing cast for that role. Why did you have to give it away? As soon as I saw his eye in the cupboard when he was like waiting to get the little girl, I'm like, that sucks. I know who the killer is. I guess it all worked out kind of because he wasn't the main killer, but it would have been good to have some mystery around it. I mean, there was, but as soon as I saw his eye, I knew who he was. I was like, that's the killer. Is he meant to be more hidden than that, or am I supposed to know? Him as well, he didn't have any depth. And I understand that he wasn't the main villain of the whole thing, and like there's still more to come, but you gotta make a movie. You can't make a movie and rely on another movie to tell the story of the movie you're making. What if I don't want to see Saw 2, but I want to know who this villain is? I can't. I gotta see Saw 2. I guess that's the marketing aspect of it all. I guess that's just the filmmaker in me, not the money making side of me speaking, being like, finish the movie, and then the next movie you can get something that intertwines with the other movie. I don't want to have to watch 2 movies to understand a character. I want to understand that character, and then in the next movie you grow on that stuff. But they didn't do that here. I hate antagonists who are so hollow. The gore in it was on par for a Saw film. I feel like as they progress they will get more and more and more gory. Good movie. Very good movie. Not very good. Decent movie. That was a very messy review. I'm sorry, this is my first one. I should probably write notes down before I start blurting out my thoughts, because I just got completely lost there. But Saw, decent movie. I would give it the same that I gave Spiral, which is a 2.5 out of 5, because it's a movie.